Defuniak Springs local news and information. TV 24 local news. A total information update on Defuniak Springs activities and events from Defuniak Springs' only 24-hour-a-day service. Reported by Norm Davis, gathering and reporting local news at Defuniak Springs since 1986.
Walton County Chamber of Commerce sponsored a workers' compensation update program yesterday at the Chautauqua Building in Defuniak Springs. It dealt with the legislation effective as of January 1, 1994, as far as workers' compensation. John Buzz Wyndham of a Pensacola law firm was the guest speaker. We talked with him after the meeting.
I think the basic thing to know as far as the new workers' compensation law is concerned is that most employers can save money under this new law. The law doesn't do everything that the legislature intended, and it doesn't satisfy all the needs and concerns of either the worker or the employer, but I think it goes a long way towards reducing the cost of workers' compensation insurance, and it goes a long way to allowing that worker to go back to work as soon as possible.
What is the weakness and the strength of it?
I think the weakness of the law is that there were so many abuses that they tried to take care of that oftentimes they took care of it through overkill. And there's going to be a number of cases where a situation exists that was never anticipated by the legislature when they made those major changes. The strengths of the law are that it encourages employers to take employees, injured employees, back to work. It encourages employers to have safer workplaces and thereby reduce injuries in the first place.
Are we going to see any additional changes in this legislative session?
I don't believe so. In fact, I was talking with one of our legislators, and they indicated that they are tired of workers' compensation, and we probably won't see anything in this session other than perhaps some very, very minor glitch bills.
On the topic of the legislature, they are now working on some bills dealing with possible elimination of corporal punishment in schools around the state of Florida. Representative Sam Mitchell, who is a former school principal, says it's just a type of punishment, a way to control the schools. He says he's not saying it's the best way or the only way. He calls it just another tool. And also here in the Walton County School District, James King, the supervisor for instruction and curriculum here in the school district, says paddling in this district has declined tremendously in previous years. Wednesday's meeting of the Women's Club in Defuniak Springs featured a program about the Convalescent Center in Defuniak Springs. Sabrina Cameron, the Director of Social Services, the guest speaker.
But we have a lot of fun activities like that. And the residents, it's very seldom that you don't see them with a smile on their face. They're happy to be there. And, you know, we love our residents, and they feel that we love them and we care about them, and we're there to see they get everything that they need. Whether it's nursing assistants, we have one nurse for every 30 people, and they come on 3 shifts a day. So everyone has 3 nurses throughout the day, and if there's a problem, there's always a nursing supervisor on hand to come and help. There's always 2 CNAs, nursing assistants, assigned to each resident at all times. There's nothing that can slip past us medically. They're constantly monitored, and it's not anything that you can receive anywhere except a nursing home. Even a hospital is not as closely supervised and monitored as our nursing facility. It's the same in any nursing home. Yes, sir.
Sabrina Cameron, Director of Social Services at the Walton County Convalescent Center with the Women's Club program yesterday. Program Chairman Barbara Totten. Also on hand was Beulah King, Director of Admissions. And it was pointed out by the Director of Admissions that you shouldn't wait until you need the services of a nursing home or a convalescent center, that you should talk to them ahead of time and let them help you make plans for the future. A man from Red Bay, identified as Kenneth Miller, says 3 power tools were stolen from his vehicle as he went to the Mary Esther Cutoff Walmart store to do some shopping, valued at about $590. They were in his pickup truck. He was parked in the parking lot, and this occurred on February 14th. Looking at some county meetings tonight, Walton County Democratic Executive Committee meets at 7 o'clock, Walton County Courthouse. Those interested in running for public office are especially encouraged to attend. South Walton Conservation and Development Trust Task Force Forum will be held at 7 o'clock. That will be at Bay Elementary School. The history of toasters yesterday afternoon, the program at the Elder Hostel.
Long time. I'm a nut, I think, about collecting. I have a collection of toasters and electrical appliances of all kinds. I'm going to show you some of them today. I've got a collection of clocks. I've got a collection of this and that and the other, because I guess I'm just a nut for collecting something. But it gives me great pleasure to not only collect something, but to know something about it, and the reason why we have it, and why it's important in our lives. And so, when I was asked to talk about toasting, I saw it as a real opportunity to show you something about some of the apparatuses I have that are real fascinating. I want to show you some of them to talk to you about. There were three things that were problems in toasting bread. Now, we had overcome the one of a source of heat with the electric toaster. Now, we always had the fire, and we used it, but I'm talking about now the mechanical toasting kind of thing. But with the toasting process, you had a problem that the bread would burn. And how many of you have eaten a piece of burned bread accidentally? In addition to the fact that it would burn, even after we had the heat, how do you turn the bread and toast the other side? That was a problem, toasting both sides. And at first they could only toast one. And then the third problem they had was, how can you do it without burning yourself? Because people were always getting their fingers burned or something like that. So as I show you some of the toasters that have evolved over the years, I think you'll find some interesting things about it, in the sense that they try to overcome all of these, and believe it or not, of course they...
County officials, consultants, and members of the Conservation and Development Trust met at Santa Rosa Beach yesterday, looking at some long-range goals for Walton County economic development. Among those, some of the ideas heard from consultants: a port for barge traffic, also an airport either north of Freeport or in South Walton, north of U.S. Highway 98, a convention conference center that could be used also by public and community groups, public golf course on state land, possibly a branch of the state university that would specialize in environmental studies, and the theme are amusement park. Of course, many of these thoughts have been heard before, but the consultants bringing those to the attention of commissioners and others yesterday in South Walton. If you stop in at a local Tom Thumb food store, you're going to see a lot of shamrocks. And we asked one person, what's going on? Tell me a little bit about it.
My name is Michelle Polk, and I'm the manager of the deli here. And what we're doing is we're raising money for muscular dystrophy. What we do is we sell these shamrocks for $1. What we do is we put the person's name up there, and we're raising money to get the kids wheelchairs and hopefully raise enough money so they can find a cure for muscular dystrophy.
Is this something all the Tom Thumbs are doing in the area?
Yes, all the Tom Thumb stores in the company are doing this. And what we're doing is each store is competing to see who can sell the most shamrocks, and whoever does wins a prize.
All right, tell me a little bit about your goal here and how you're coming along.
Well, our goal is 150, and so far we sold 77. And so we almost reached our goal, but not quite. So everybody come on out and try to help us reach our goal so that we too can help and raise the money for these kids.
And which time?
The store manager, identified only as Sue, I don't know if she's bashful or not, but she didn't want to be on camera, has raised about $100 as a result of her efforts also in this Shamrock campaign. Hard to believe, but it's time for baseball at Walton High School at the end of February. Practice sessions already underway. Coach Glenn Harrison very optimistic about his Braves baseball team. That season, as I mentioned, getting underway at the end of February. And we'll, of course, be doing the home games for you again this year on TV 24, TCI Cable 3. Also, on another sports note, Lady Braves will be playing Friday night as they move into the playoff round state competition, Class 3A girls basketball. Their game will be 5:30 our time, 6:30 Eastern time, game being played in Jacksonville. We'll have more on that. And a quick check of our weather forecast. We've got some beautiful weather for the next few days for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. We're going to have above seasonal temperatures as we'll be reaching into the mid-70s by Saturday and Sunday. Nighttime lows will be in the 50s. Then for Monday, a chance of showers developing over the area as temperatures remain in the 70s. For the highs, lows will be in the 60s. And the marine forecast, east-northeast winds 15 knots. Seas will be 3 to 5 feet, choppy in the protected waters. That's TV 24 News and Information.
This has been a Total News Update from TV 24. W24 AM to Funiac Springs, TCI Cable 3. On the air 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to entertain and inform.